This is a question about restorative asanas. Restorative asanas are usually fully supported positions that we take and that we hold for a fairly long length of time. These include positions like Supta Baddha Konasana, supported Adho Mukha Svanasana with a rope to the root of the thigh attached to a grill, with the head also supported. They can include inversions like Viparita Karani, like chair Setubandh Sarvangasana. The question is, in such restorative positions, should I be completely relaxed or should I keep my muscles engaged? The answer depends on which part of one's self one is talking about. There are various parts of the self, and they don't necessarily have to act in the same way, to the same extent, and in the same direction all the time. And this is true in all life situations, but keeping this specifically to the context of the asana itself. The nervous system in restorative positions, the nervous system has to stay absolutely quiet. The brain is the locus of the nervous system, so that part of the brain that has to do with the quietness of the nervous system, that has to stay quiet as well. Our sense organs still have to stay alert. Maybe they are not doing their work which is done in our mundane life, like the nostrils are not engaged in smelling, the eyes are not really engaged in looking outwards, the ears are not really engaged in listening to anything. But the inner facet of these sense organs become very important during these restorative positions. So the inner ears, the inner vision, the skin itself, all of those become very important in restorative positions to sense in a way that we cannot sense when we are doing other asanas which are more complex or which we usually do not hold for very long. So the sense organs have to stay very alert but very quiet, and that part of the brain which cognizes, which controls the sensory organs, therefore that also has to stay alert and quiet. The muscles themselves have to first be activated. They have to take position around the support properly. And once that has been done, then they can let go to the extent that there is no inner drop that happens. An inner drop would drop the organic body. It would cause, it would therefore make the position suboptimal. And how much therefore one can maintain this muscular system without effort, it depends upon how skilled one is, how mature one is as a practitioner. Therefore, these supported positions, the restorative positions, they don't work very well for beginner students, because it still takes a lot of effort to just keep the muscles in place even with all the support, not to mention the fact that the mind often gets distracted. But as one matures in one's practice, it is possible after the initial adjustment to let go quite a bit so that the muscles are relaxed, but the position is held with integrity. So that part of the brain that controls these conative actions, the will to act, that part of the brain, ultimately it should become very quiet. There should not be a will to act anymore. However, the muscles have to continue to hold their position. For example, if we are doing a Supta Baddha Konasana with a bolster for the back, it is not enough that the bolster is there to support the back. It might be enough if one is extremely tired or very, very sick and actually cannot do anything beyond just lying there. But as students, I am assuming that is not the condition that we are working with all the time. So as students, we don't just drop down on the bolsters, even though that might feel relaxing to an extent to begin with. But very soon we will notice a drop unless we make sure that there is a lift from the back body towards the front body, in addition to what the bolster is doing. So that is the answer to the question. The question was simple and it's a very relevant question and a very interesting question. The answer is a little more nuanced. It is not a yes and no answer, because these various parts of our cells actually have to be tuned in different ways, and they have to take on different roles. I hope that was not too complicated. If you need clarifications, please ask. Thank you.